Hello, Dumpling. Welcome back. The worst national security breach since WikiLeaks has the U.S. scrambling to save face and figure out how could this have happened. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin today saying he's been in contact with our allies to calm their worries. Watch.
I've been convening senior department leaders daily on our response, and I've directed an urgent cross-department effort. And we've referred the matter to the Department of Justice, which has opened a criminal investigation. Now, I can't say much more while the Justice Department's investigation is ongoing, but we take this very seriously, and we will continue to work closely with our outstanding allies and partners, and nothing will ever stop us from keeping America secure.
Except for gross incompetence across the board. Despite Austin's promises, more information still coming out about what was in the leaks, including a shocking detail. Our close ally Egypt covertly selling rockets to Russia while chit-chatting with Ukraine. President Biden is now in Northern Ireland, where he's sure to field some uncomfortable questions from world leaders on his ability to keep our intel secure. So whose fault is this? And can we recover our standing as the leader of the free world? Joining me now to discuss, Florida Republican Congressman and retired U.S. Army Airborne Infantry Officer Greg Steube is back. Welcome back.
Hey, thank you. Good to see you.
So this is embarrassing.
Yeah, 100%. And it's interesting that the White House and the Defense Department, the Pentagon, the only thing that they can say is, oh, don't look at this information, don't publish this information. It's like saying, hey, oh, there's inappropriate pictures on the internet, don't go and look at them. So the Russians have already seen this information. We're not in Congress getting any information about the leaks and what's going on and what's happening. So you have zero leadership from this White House. You have a White House that had orchestrated the failed debacle in Afghanistan and now this, and there's no answers from the White House or the Pentagon about what's happening, what's going to happen, if the information is accurate or not accurate. It's just, oh, don't look at this information that's currently posted on the internet.
So what is most interesting to you in terms of what we have learned? Because a lot of countries are very upset right now, from the Five Eyes to
as they should be.
South Korea. Yes, and you know, the United States clearly in possession of the knowledge that Egypt was selling rockets to Russia after claiming to be neutral in this war and, you know, claiming to be on the side of peace. What's most shocking to you about what we've learned?
Well, a couple things. First, there's information here that benefits the Russians as it relates to Ukraine's counteroffensive. So obviously somebody is working in Biden's Pentagon and Biden's White House that leaked this information. We would call this Russian disinformation. But obviously this is information that would benefit the Russians if it is true, in fact. And then there's the information of the Egyptians giving rockets to the Russians, and we give the Egyptians $1 billion a year in funding. So it would certainly call into question the amount of foreign assistance that we're giving Egypt to the tune of $1 billion that is then turning around and selling rockets to the Russians. So if that information is true, then obviously Congress, now that we have a Republican House on the House side, should call into question a lot of this foreign assistance.
I couldn't agree with you more. I don't know if that was one of the things that you ran on, but having seen combat and, you know, taking an oath to defend the Constitution and these United States, you have to be uncomfortable with that. And I hope there are a lot of your colleagues who are looking at the way we dole out this money going, yeah, maybe we should keep that for ourselves and give it back to taxpayers.
I think there is a number of funding that goes to these foreign countries that we should examine now that the Republicans have the majority in the House. And I think you're going to see that, especially from conservatives like myself, who aren't real keen on giving money to Saudi Arabia and Egypt and some of these other countries that are turning around and using that money against us. And that is not obviously in the interest of Americans. It should be America first. We should be focused on the challenges that we have here in the United States and the challenges that we're facing abroad here in America, and not doling the money out all across the world.
I agree with you completely. Now, Congressman, do you agree with me that the DOD and the DOJ have absolutely no idea who leaked this stuff? They have no idea what's going on.
Well, I thought it was interesting. They said, oh, we're putting together a team to have an investigation. So, in 6 or 8 months, there'll be some little tiny press release that says, oh, we haven't been able to ascertain the direction of the leak. It's like the leak on the Supreme Court with the Roe v. Wade ruling. Like, they still haven't determined where that came from. It's going to be the same sort of thing. And all the while, our allies are discrediting us. Somebody within the Biden White House and the Biden Pentagon is trying to help the Russians. And, oh, by the way, we're giving money to the Egyptians who are turning around and supposedly giving rockets to the Russians. So you have all sorts of information here that I hope that the Congress is going to dig into. But you're right. You're not going to see any answers from this Pentagon or this White House.
Nope. Absolutely not. I still have a very long list of people who should resign due to that gross incompetence that we discussed a little bit ago. Congressman Stubbe, thank you very much.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.